It's the Full Force News Burst, proudly brought to you by Battle Action Force, the Treasury editions. I am your host, Christopher McLeod, AKA Diagnostic 80. Now let's get into the news.
Full Force!
Hi, and welcome to the show. I am having some serious technical issues tonight, so hopefully this will go okay. I'm not sure how the quality is going to be. Well, obviously, I'm not sure how the content quality is going to be. We know that's going to be crap. But as in terms of the technical quality, I apologise if any kind of issues pop up or if we lose the connection at any point. My apologies. But that said, it's Sdcc day 3. I wasn't actually going to go live this late. I was going to go live before the actual panel from Skybound, and then I was going to just cover Skybound tomorrow in a day 4 situation, because we had lots. I've got some not new, but obviously the newer, fresher, cleaner promo images came out after the show, so I was going to go through those, look at a little bit of the close-ups of the back of the packaging, all the little the snake armors in the background, that sort of thing, the bit that I really love doing, and sort of do that. But now we've got a load of comics news to talk about as well, so we'll start with a little bit of comics news, and I will get into it because I don't want to take up too much of everyone's evening. It might be a late one, I apologize. So let's get stuck in with a little bit. Hang on, let me just get everything lined up, because I know what I'm like, with a little bit of comics news. As I suspected, there was a little bit of a delay there, wasn't there? Anyway, let's see if we can battle our way through. Again, I apologize for any of those situations. But yes, we had the Energon Universe panel pop up today at 4:30 on the West Coast, 7:30 our time. Thanks to Phil Donnelly, he was sending me images from the panel as it was coming through. I didn't realize that Skybound were going to immediately post all of the stuff that they were revealing in the panel on their Facebook page and socials, which they did, and that's great and that's cool and everything. But I feel like I sent like a ton of images, or made Phil take pictures the whole way through. That said, a couple of interesting things that came out of said panel. SDCC, obviously, they had, who did they have there? Robert Kirkman was a big one, obviously. Let me just hang on, because obviously I've got the panel lineup, but I didn't have enough time to put the images of that in. But yeah, we had Sean Makowicz, the publisher of Skybound. I've actually met Sean. Daniel Warren Johnson, writer, Transformers. Joshua Williamson, writer of G.I. Joe, and Robert Kirkman for Void Rivals and Transformers now. So it was a pretty star-studded cast. They basically went through, started with Transformers, and kind of posted a bunch of information like upcoming covers and stuff like that, including a really cool one that was a very movie inspired Optimus Prime leaping through the sky, about to take out Devastator there. Very movie inspired, that one. And anyway, again, thank you very much to Phil, who sent me a ton of images from the show. Now, G.I. Joe wise, we got obviously some bits of sneak peeks of bits and pieces here. They kind of went over what they've been doing in the series so far. Matt Tracker popped up as well, and they kind of talked about him a little bit, thanks to the Energon special, the free comic book day one. They got into Night Force, which we'll talk about in a second. They also stated that the Dreadnought War will begin, and that will be happening twice a month in November 2025. So the Dreadnought War begins, and that's in issue 13 of G.I. Joe. Prior to that, though, we're going to be getting Shooter in issue 12, the first appearance of Shooter in the series so far for Night Force. And in fact, she hasn't. Is she been in any issues? It's the first appearance of her entirely. Might be the first appearance of her entirely, which is great, of course. Obviously, no, we had Shooter. Obviously, the original Shooter was in the what issue was that, like Declassified, and died in it. Spoiler alert. but then obviously that shooter kind of character got a kind of black deco in the modern 4-inch line, and then classified brought shooter out into the Night Force, sort of like tying it in with that set because there was an all black Falcon and Outback in there too. So it was kind of an issue and kind of a situation of like, let's sort of make her Night Force basically. But the first EU appearance, she has, like I said, she has appeared in Joe Classified, and thank you, Mark, for confirming that information. I got there in the end. I just had to get into my mind palace and figure it out. But some awesome looking covers coming up, and I love the thought of this kind of like storyline, because the solicitations have come out already prior to this and explain that this is a situation where I think Lady J has a plan to break Shooter out of Darklonian prison, which sounds incredible. So can't wait to see all that stuff going down. What was I going to say? Yes, so that's awesome. We've got some covers. We've seen the Tom Riley cover, and also Tom Riley. Well, there is an image for this, but he's also announced as an exclusive artist with Skybound now. So congratulations to Tom Riley and to Skybound for getting a coup there in Tom Riley, who is a brilliant artist and has done phenomenal stuff for G.I. Joe so far as well. So yeah, keep it up, man. Oh yeah, there's so much to talk about tonight. So this popped in today as well. I might do an unboxing of this, the claw, because it's obviously it's it's rather impressive. So I might do an unboxing of that one. And also in obviously before the Rattler, because I haven't got my Rattler notification yet. I'm still trying to work out how to do this unboxing, but the claw might make an appearance in that, just to kind of set dress. Anyway, so great cover there. Cover B is by Andrea Milana, and that is a pretty dope shot in the tree there, sniper position, all gillied up. Very cool, this cover. I do like this one. Interesting to see what's going on with the whole storyline in Darklonia. Maybe she's gone on a mission to Darklonia, maybe she's been captured, and yeah, obviously they want her for Night Force, and they've got to rescue her first. Interesting. And then this cover C, which is a 1 in 10 connecting by Alan Qua. I'm saying that wrong, and I know, and I apologize. Is it Alan Carr or Alan Qua? I'm going to say, even though it's completely wrong, and I apologize, Alan. But this is another good one where it's kind of like on the table, the files, some some shells, some grenade. It's like they're looking through the file, the dossier on Shooter, with a couple of pictures in there as well. I do like this cover. These covers, for some reason, I like these more than most covers. There's something very fun and kind of in the moment of that particular cover. It's a trope that's been done probably to ridiculous extremes. I mean, if Mark and Tim were to pull out all of the file on a desk from above shot covers, you'd probably you'd probably have to do a 5-part podcast on it. But in any case, I love this one by Alan, and I'm just going to call him Alan from now on. And then we have cover D by Steve Epting, which again you'll probably realize I do like as well, because it's Flint, and obviously anything Flint is phenomenal. Look at that. And he's kind of like, he's rocking a little bit of slightly different Night Force togs there. So I wonder if we'll get a Flint in the Night Force in Classified, kind of like in a life imitating art imitating life scenario, where the symbiotic relationship with Skybound could be in full swing here. In any case, very excited about that. Bad Wolf Media says you can call him Alan, Chris, but you have to say it like the raptor in Jurassic Park 3. Oh God, when he's having the dream in the plane. I almost called it a spaceship. Wow, I have really misremembered that movie. I love Jurassic Park 3. Sue me. I love Jurassic Park, Jurassic Park 2, Jurassic Park 3. I really enjoyed Jurassic World. Fallen Kingdom I really enjoyed. I had no time for Dominion at all. Like, I was stunned at how bad Dominion was. Even I couldn't enjoy that one as a diehard Jurassic fan. So, and I haven't seen the new one yet, so I'm not that diehard, am I? Clearly not. But I definitely want to see the new one, and I will be seeing it as soon as possible. No spoilers. How funny was that AI video that came out that pretended to have the trailer shown of the new Jurassic World movie, and it had Scarlett Johansson turning into a velociraptor? That was amazing. That was amazing. I was pulled in right up until there was one moment in it that happened, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I see now. That's not real. Anyway, yeah. So Flint, I definitely want this Flint figure. The funny thing is, Flint's been in Night Force, hasn't he? So he has been in Night Force. So this isn't something that's new necessarily but it's definitely a new vibe for Flint in that Night Force gear. They're going to have to if he is going in Night Force, they'd have to do the beachhead deco sort of set, wouldn't they? Like they'd have to do that. Otherwise, like, what are you doing? This is cool and nice and all, but no, it has to be the beachhead deco. In my opinion, it has to be the beachhead deco. Anyway, Hilsen. Here's another beautiful cover. They're all actually this is a cracking set of covers. It's not often that every single one of them for me is like, okay, yeah, there isn't one that I'm, like that table one with the file on it is probably just about in the lead for me. But I love that one in the tree when she's sniping in the tree. The one, this one is really, really cool as well. The Flint one, obviously, because I love Flint. It's difficult, man. Some good covers here, but this one is David Finch, Sandra Hope, and Adriana Lucas, 1 in 50, cover E. And that's Beachhead, isn't it? It's Beachhead, J, Shooter, and Flint on a pile of bodies, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, all the Night Force crew so far in this issue. Can't bloody wait. So yeah, this was the announcement. Of course, Tom Riley is exclusive now to Skybound. He returns to the record-breaking G.I. Joe with issue 13 in November to kick off the Dreadnought War, which is absolutely awesome and exciting. And then finally, this was really cool. So this Energon Universe #1 Ashcan, this was given away at the SDCC panel and features a sneak peek at what's next for Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Void Rivals. So I'm a bit jealous that I haven't been able to get one of those, but still very cool. And fingers crossed, there will be one that I can get my hands on at some point, maybe. I don't know, in the future. I don't know. We'll have to see, won't we? Chris G says he's going to be in Sausage Force if the tier gets unlocked. Genius. We're all in Sausage Force, aren't we, in this bloody group? Felix says Toys R Us had a Night Force 5-pack with Flint, Beachhead, Tunnel Rat. Yes, he did. That's what I'm talking about, Felix. And specifically, they'll have to do the Beachhead deco because he was in the same set with Beachhead, Tunnel Rat, etc. So they'll have to do that deco, I think, in Classified. I think personally, because they've just done it on Beachhead. And that's sort of like more interesting to me than what we're, even though it's a nice cover with a, again, and Flint has a slightly different kind of getup. I definitely would prefer a Flint in that kind of classic Toys R Us set. Anyway, I went too far. So that is everything from the panel. Now, one thing I will mention, this was brought up in the Q&A. Now, you could take this multiple ways. Very recently, news of Robert Kirkman having brokered some deal with to get some basically some Energon Universe animation kind of get going in development. He was asked that question in the panel and said there were no current plans for an Energon Universe animated series, right? So a little bit like, because I was kind of hoping there was going to be some sort of reveal here, like a development situation going on here at SDCC. The fact they're not revealing that at this point it's not the end of the world, because obviously these things take a long time to develop and to kind of like work on and happen. And I think them just saying that nothing is really in the works at the moment is sort of like more from a legal perspective, I would say. And I'm not saying that I know something else. I'm just kind of speculating here. But I think it's really just them having to be professional and say the company line at the moment, because nothing is in stone, and they want to and they want to reveal that like properly and officially down the line. I'm just getting ahead of some people going, what? No Energy on Universe animation? So that story that broke like a couple of weeks back from Bleeding Cool, I wouldn't necessarily dismiss it just yet. Because I kind of feel like with those sort of things, sometimes there is a very like there's like a where there's smoke there might be fire with this one. So I think it's definitely still a possibility, even though they're saying that it's not, there's no current plans or anything like that at the moment. Yeah, so who knows? We'll have to wait and see on that one a little bit. I was kind of, like I said, I was hoping there was going to be some sort of reveal, but there wasn't. And so we will move on, because I think that's everything pertinent from the entire panel. So Brother says, I don't see how they can animate Energy on Universe without a mature label like Invincible. Same, but that doesn't mean it couldn't happen. I sorry, brother. Yeah, I think you're right. I think we would expect it to be a little bit more edgy and a little bit more adult, like Invincible, like the stuff they've done already. I feel like there might be it might be one of those things where, Skybound might want to do something like this, but maybe Hasbro aren't necessarily up for it because of that particular situation. Couchboy, no, I've literally said the opposite. They said in the panel there are no current plans for an Energy on Universe animation, but even like I'm trying to say, basically, I wouldn't necessarily take that at face value. I think they have to, they have to be savvy about this kind of stuff if it is actually happening. So at the moment, I would say it's probably still in the same situation that it was even a couple of weeks ago when that news broke. But we'll have to see, won't we? We'll have to see. So yeah. Anyway, that is, like I said, that's everything pertinent from the panel. I will now move on to the rest of the news burst sort of recap with another look at some very lovely, what they called promo images. Yes. So we got some absolutely cracking promo images to get stuck into. Like these all came out after in the aftermath. The Hasbro sent out like an email with all of the what do you call it, in the press kit, I guess, with everything and all of the images and all that kind of stuff. So this is obviously prior to pre-orders going up, which doesn't always happen. Like it does happen sometimes. But I think what we can expect next week on the 29th, well, in 3 days, is more promo images for the mainline figures, Wetsuit, Sci-Fi, etc., etc. Wetsuit, Sci-Fi, Grim Viper, Mainframe, and Pythona. I think we can expect more in-universe sort of like Dio promo images on the 29th, because at the moment we just have like the odd kind of like simple kind of packaging and figure images for those. But let's get stuck into them, shall we? Starting with Sci-Fi. Seymour Butts fine, right? Seymour, he seems more fine to me. Yeah, Sci-Fi. I'll shut up now. So the cool things I want to point out about Sci-Fi are the two different visors he's got. The kind of one just for the eyes and the one for the full face are semi-transparent, so you can sort of just about see some stuff through there, which is kind of cool. The blast effect, which a lot of people are calling like a plasma blast or whatever, not necessarily a laser, is in two segments. You have the pulse bubble and you have the long stem. So you can have just the stem sticking out, or you can have just the pulse sticking out, or you can have both of them sticking into you, whatever you want to do with them. it's up to you, in it really, at the end of the day. He's got a really cool target locked readout on his laser rifle as well, which we can't see here, but we've looked at them close up. We've seen the figure in reality. This isn't anything new, but I just wanted to see some of the newer, like some of the images we hadn't had on the show already. Yeah, I think he looks phenomenal, actually. This one is speaking to me in a way that I wasn't expecting it to. Like, even from the first time I saw the render, I was like, yeah, he's nice, but am I that fussed? And then as I think it's when I saw it in the display cabinet, I was like, same with Snake Eyes version 4, actually. Snake Eyes V4 is one of my favorite figures ever. And I was like, yeah, he's all right. He's good. I like him. But 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 I swear, when I saw that figure on the display, I was like, oh yeah, no, that is perfection. So yeah, sci-fi is really doing it for me. Um, and I think obviously there's a lot of here that is very close to the original, but there's a really cool updated feel to some of those elements. It's not Operation Blackout sci-fi. That doesn't mean we don't get Operation Blackout sci-fi in the future. I kind of feel like there's a few things they could do. Can just bust out some like Legends figures or something. You know, like if they go like to like, I don't know, the 6th or 7th or maybe 8th year of this line, maybe even the 10th if we get lucky. It'd be really cool to see them kind of, you know, retread some stuff like, and you know, you may disagree with me, but like things like the Rise of Cobra and Operation Blackout and the Snake Eyes movie, things that you're probably going like, no, we never want to see stuff from any of that stuff again. But I think it would be really fun for them to reimagine, reinvent into the classified, not reimagine, reinvent, but you know what I mean, like do those particular figures in the future in some sort of like capacity, like a wave of throwback sort of things. I don't know. Well, I don't know how it would ever kind of materialize, but things like, and again, you probably will disagree with me, but like, is it Kenta? I forget his name now. I think it's Kenta, the bad guy in Snake Eyes movie, right? I'd love to see him as a figure. I'd love to see like those really cool like Arashikage sort of guards as figures. I'd love to see those kind of and then things like Rise of Cobra, some banging stuff out of Rise of Cobra, especially toy wise, that they could like reimagine. And then, you know, something like Operation Blackout, like you know, like the sci-fi design, the what was that other one that's really cool? The Storm Shadow. Obviously, it wouldn't necessarily be what's it called? It wouldn't necessarily be Operation Blackout necessarily. It might just be like that website, the Yakuza Storm Shadow would be really cool. RZA Couch Boy, RZA as the Blind Master. I'd be here all day for that. I'd be here all day for that figure. Seriously. Accelerator suits, you lol at that, Darren, but the accelerator suits, I think, in classified could be freaking awesome. It would be like, so this is what it would be like in my opinion. It would be like them doing Phantom Menace figures for Black Series. Not exactly like that, but you know when there's like a movie that isn't necessarily as revered, and you might say, "How dare you? I love the Phantom Menace," and it, you know, I have fond memories of it too. But it's, you know, there's Attack of the Clones. That's a terrible movie, but they just did a blooming Haslab for it. So doing things like, you know, like dipping back into old kind of media, I think is something that would be kind of fun to do with with classified. Anyway, I'm stuck on that. I don't know what happened there. I just went on an absolute mental side note, didn't I? Chris G, opening my Rattler right now. Went for patches first. Good man. I can't wait for mine. I'm desperate for it. I haven't even had a notification yet. I'm in batch last, I think, with a lot of other people. I know that much. I'd buy it all, says Couchboy. The actor that played Kenta starred as the Japanese Prime Minister in the recent Captain America movie. Yes, he did, figure six pack. I knew I recognized him. I knew I recognized him. Don't want a movie Blind Master until we've had it. Well, bias, yes. Let's get a really cool comic inspired or whatever inspired, you know, blind, soft and hard. That would be amazing. But I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm not talking about right now, before, tomorrow. I'm talking about things in the future here, looking back at media that is not a thing anymore, Um, I think it'd be really, really cool. Glad we got films. G.I. Joe is silly. The movies worked. I'm thankful we got films, says Couch Boy. Accelerator suits like an anti-snake armor would be cool. Yeah, Steve. You mean like an auntie or an uncle snake armor? No, brilliant, Steve. Is it the real Steve Martin? That'd be so cool if it was the real Steve Martin. Not that you're not an unreal Steve Martin. You are the real Steve Martin in a sense. I mean, are you the you? Clearly, you're not Steve Martin, who I think you are, the actor, right? Airborne Customer says, "Don't feel bad. George is in the same situation with his rattlers as you. I told him I'd give him my second one until his ships." Oh, that's so sweet of you. Blind, soft, and hard sounds like quite the night. It does, Scott. I've been there a few times. Firefly says, "What the heck? I'm not getting notifications when you're on. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what to do about that, because, yeah, it's like one of those things where, like, I know that a lot of you have, selected like the little bell to make sure you get. Well, I'm not even sure that exists anymore, but like, to get notifications for whatever particular thing you're trying. Yeah, I get it. And when they don't come up, that sucks. If I was able to do things on a regular basis, that would probably be a lot easier for people, like a specific time. But it just, honestly, my problem is I have to go when I have to go. And that's kind of that's what makes it the newsy burst kind of scenario. Even though I'm not going the moment I should be going, if that makes sense. None of my words make sense right now. We need more comic book love in the line, says Jeff. I think we'll get it in the future. Steve Martin says, "I'm the best version, V2. Good. Do you come with a kayak by any chance?" Couch Boy, SS was big bad Squid Game. Rock was cool. Retaliation was good. SS ruled. Fig him. Okay. Same here, not getting notifications, says Mark P. I'm really sorry about that. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm really sorry. It's out of my control. I can't make your notifications happen. It's up to either YouTube or Facebook, I'm afraid. And yeah, there's just nothing. I'm not big enough. I'm not cool enough to get pushed to your phone immediately. I don't want to get you off topic, Chris, come on. But I'm curious about your thoughts on the Haslab. Got to admit, I'm a little worried for the tiers. So I'm not going to say like, oh yeah, it's going to happen, because I'm not sure it will. I think it will actually fund, but I don't know if it's going to hit any tiers. I hope it does. I mean, there's probably going to be a spike at the end. I mean, there is for everything. Even the ones that don't do great do get that spike at the end. So hopefully we get a spike to take us to at least the bivouac. But I can see us maybe just about getting Lady J at this rate. And again, that could change. We might get all three of them. It might be like a crazy last 24 hours and everything's great and it's fine. But yeah, my honest opinion is I do not know, Chris. But I would say I would be lying if I said I wasn't concerned. But also, at the end of the day, it gets dark. I think that my concern is that we probably wouldn't see it again. Like we wouldn't probably see it at all, the snowcat. And I think a lot of people would kind of regret that. I think a lot of people would be upset about that. Could they do it like much more like minimized? Could they maybe take it down a few stages, right? Not necessarily even in size, but in some of the aspects of it, right? So take away some of the frills and minimize that aspect of it, and maybe try and do a different model like Marvel Legends have been doing with their, sort of like pre-order sort of things, made to order sort of situations. We'll have to see, won't we? We'll have to see. I don't think it's gonna reach the heights of, I don't think it's gonna miraculously break records or anything. If it can hit 14K, that's all I need. I don't care if it doesn't do 20 something, 25. If people want to say it's a failure because it's only hit just 14K and is but we're getting all the stretch goals, sign me up. I don't give a crap if it doesn't hit 20K. I tell you now, like, if it hits 14K, it is a success against the odds, in my opinion. Anyway, sci-fi. That was off track a little bit, but it was worth talking about. And it's definitely one of those conversations we'll be having probably a lot over the next couple of days, weeks, however long it's got left. Like it's yeah, fingers crossed though. Anyway, here is the back of the packaging for sci-fi, and I wanted to zoom in on this. It looks like we're in a similar area that we've seen the Night Force crew actually, and also I think wasn't Boo? No, who was on the roof here recently? Someone was on the roof in Japan recently. Who was it though? Does anyone remember? Let me know in the comments because I've completely forgotten. I'm looking to see if there's anyone I've got around me that's recent. No, it was probably would have been in the wave before, like the Xandar wave, or maybe it was even further back than that. I can't remember. I just never remember anything. I think my brain's just turning to mush overall. I think people might cancel their order if they don't unlock all the tiers, possibly. Is that visor the darkest half visor? That's the half visor, yes, that he's wearing on the back of the red. But that's a render. That's not like necessarily like very indicative, like 100% indicative of what the actual figure looks like. I mean, it does, but it's, you know, the details like the transparency are probably exaggerated or slightly different. You can kind of, it's going to be, yeah, that's a good shot. You can kind of see it there. It's dark and it's semi-transparent, so it's not like crazy clear. You can just about see his face through that shot there. Look, and there's light on his face as well, so it should be, that's probably about as transparent as it gets. There you go. But yeah, anyway, so who was it on the bloody roof? Crystal Ball and Firefly were on the roof, says Cal. Yes, on Crystal Ball's package. Yes, there's another one before that as well that looks similar to this. Almost the same. Yeah, but you're right. It's going to be the same narrative that Crystal Ball and Firefly are involved in. Yeah, for sure. That's not the one I was thinking of, but you're right. It was the most recent one. But there was another one, and I can't remember what it was. That's going to bug me to crap. Anyway, nothing I can really see on there other than the location, which we've seen multiple times now. You know, and that. But there's no like little cheeky homage in the background and stuff like that, which is kind of what I'm after. I'm looking for snake armors, right? That's all I'm looking for. Anyway, then we get Grimothy Viper here. Grimothy is what I'm calling him, his full name. Sir Grimothy Viper is what his full name is. Not Sir Timothy, it's Sir Grimothy, obviously, it's Grim. Now I've been told that the camo arms are paint. It's camo paint. It's not a shirt. I thought it was just a tight shirt. But I think Lenny said or confirmed that it was paint, camo paint on his arms. So he's got exposed arms, which is even sexier now to me. Esquire, yes, indeed. Twisted, I had a similar thought about Sci-Fi's legs. I thought they are similar to Cobra Commanders. I'm not sure if they're the same though. He looks like he's got like a bigger fan at the bottom, you know, kind of like a little kind of top foot cover. It looks a little bit bigger than Cobra Commander, but I'll have to have a look at them. It wouldn't be a bad reuse, honestly, because it works. The Grim Viper is dope, getting a squad of 10. Tell you what, I know I'm biased because of the whole. I'm not you biased, sorry. I know I'm biased, but the fact that we got this as the friggin' official reveal, like, get out of town, get out of town. I did not deserve that, and I'm fully aware of that. Okay, but I will never let that go. And this figure is even better than that render suggested. And I love the fact that he's got camo painted arms. You'd think that'd like rub off like so quickly in real life, wouldn't you? Could also be a Leicester, says Jason. We all see snake armors everywhere nowadays, says Felix. Yeah, because of me, though. That's my fault. They can do no wrong to me, says Couchboy. Now that you mention it, it looks like you can see Grim Viper's fleshy underarms, says Jamie Lynn. Yeah, big time. Anyway, I love him. Absolutely bloody. Oh, inner arms, not underarms. Okay. If they do Night Viper faithful to the original in design and colors, I'll be in trouble. Yes, Bias One, but I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to do just a straight up vintage Bosch backpack rifle night vision? And maybe a pistol and a knife or whatever. Are they going to do that, or are they going to do? Are they going to kind of take a little bit from the Jungle Viper and sprinkle some of that in and make him like a deluxe? Because that could be a problem for people. I'd be happy if they just did a standard, honestly, standard classified, either 24.99 classified or retro troop builder, and then maybe later you get some sort of like ridiculous ghillie suit Jungle Viper and just call it a Jungle Viper. Make it junglier and have it share some elements with the Night Viper. And I think that's probably the best way to go about it. Because I think a Jungle Viper might require some deluxe maneuverage, but you could actually just call it a Jungle Viper and it's done. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be a Night Viper with extra gear. So I think I've talked myself into what I expect and what I think they're going to do and what I want. So yeah, I think I'm gonna. This is what I want. I want a standard Night Viper with just your backpack, your night vision goggles, your rifle that attaches to your thigh, your pistol and your knife, and just do it 24.99, and either do it retro carded because that'd be quite fun, or classified standard, and then sorted. And then in the future, do a Jungle Viper specifically, and you reutilize parts from the Night Viper for obvious reasons. Do we agree on that? Okay, cool. Everyone's like, what are you talking about? You're talking to yourself. He would look great in the gridiron ghillie suit, says Highsmith. Or do you mean gridiron? Oh, yeah, sorry. The gridiron ghillie suit. Yeah, absolutely. OG Night Viper is one of the cooler figures. Big time. Love it. Absolutely love it. Couch says Scorpion has Shark's fave. V1 is mainframe. Why did your face not get in this wave, my man? A second head should be yours for this figure. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? If we got the reveal and they gave the head sculpt they gave me an alternate head sculpt for a range Viper, a friggin' Grim Viper. That would be amazing. Anyway, here he is loaded up, and this is an even better shot to see the deco in full. Like that dark green on the pants is a nice shade actually, but then you get to that real like bright poppy green on the arms. I love that. And then of course the tactical sleeveless turtleneck and the secondary over the top. I know it's a kit bash, right? I know it is, and I know it's whatever you want to call it. But this thing looks amazing. This thing is like, every time I sit, and I'm not just saying that because I'm biased, which I am, I'm just absolutely buzzing off this guy all of a sudden. The head sculpt color, the gray brain and the very bright white mask, the black elements inside, and then the explosion eyes. Just sign me up for this lost weekend. I'm here for it. And here's the packaging, just in case you forgot what the packaging looks like on all the figures. Here's the back of the packaging. Call outs to his backpack plugging into the back of his head, and of course the kind of like the deco and the tampos on the machine gun, the kills, and the kind of like the cool flaming, or like maybe tsunami, I don't know, it's like the flames or water. It looks kind of like that Japanese water artwork, doesn't it, that you see kind of like quite iconic, but it could be fire, I don't know. Oh, Nunchuck had the city background. Thank you, and thank you to say your full name, NC Window Cleaning. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. So what was I going to say? Yeah, so the it could be fire, it could be water. I think it's the waves, but it's either way, it's pretty dope. Anyway, yeah, there you go. And then of course we've got the background. This to me, I'm not sure about you guys, but is screaming Predator to me. Can you see the snake armor behind him? I'm just kidding, but seriously, this is screaming Predator to me. Like the jungles of Belize, the the fact he's got the minigun obviously, and then they explode, like just everything on fire in the jungle when they're just like absolutely mowing it down. It's just very, very Predator to me, this. And do you know what? I can't wait for the promo images. Hopefully there are more. I'm sure there will be, but I really want there to be like a ton of promo images for this guy, Mainframe, Sci-Fi, and Wetsuit. Anyway, lovely stuff. It's using the trees, and then we get to Mainframe. Again, another banger of a figure. This one doesn't have we didn't have a promo image of him in a pose. I don't know why. Sometimes happens that either they forget one or they miss one out, or it just doesn't. It never happens, never appears. But yeah, we've got Mainframe this is in package, and here he is with his loadout. Interesting to me that I thought he was going to have much darker pants, but it looks to me like there's a shade difference by the look of it, but it's ever so slight, and I don't have an issue with that. I think I don't really care what we get, like either the onesie vibe, or if we get dark pants and light shirt. I don't really mind, but I'm interested to see what the actual figure, and we know what it looks like because we've seen it in the display, but I think it kind of goes a little bit closer to what we're looking at here. An ever so slight shade difference in the pants, but not a great deal. And either way, I'm here for it, because this figure, the star of the show in this figure, I'm afraid, is the accessories as well. The gear that he comes with. I mean, his design's pretty cool too, but the star of the show for me are those amazing extra accessories. And he gets a ton of cool gear. And this is what I like. This is what I like about the classified series, is you can get these. Thank you, by the way, for sending me that image of Nunchuck. That was exactly who I was thinking of. And I even said it in my head, but didn't say it out loud because I didn't 100% remember if he was on that background or not. But thank you for that one, NC. I do appreciate you very much for sending me that to remind me. Anyway, I was talking about that earlier. So if you're confused at what the hell I'm talking about, then there you go. Bad Wolf Media says, just like the EE announcement, we'll get the full photos for Mainframe tomorrow, the day after all the others. Yeah, absolutely. The 30th is when we'll get. They all went up on the 29th, except for Mainframe, weirdly enough. Yeah. But yeah, this is, I don't know, this is just an absolute banger for me. The laptop is so cool. So cool. And we get to see a little bit kind of in action on the back of the package here. So the close-up, we can see that the backpack has got a lot of tampo on it. It's got a lot of like binary code and like, I think connector, or something connected in there. I can't remember what it says on there now, but it's got a couple of little call outs on the backpack. Then you've got it might be like microphone or headphone connected. I can't remember what it is, or laptop. But then, of course, you've got that incredible laptop with the red sort of like danger loading, sort of like, it's clearly pulling out a ton of viruses. Now, in this particular scenario, it looks like we're on a roof again, but it looks like the daytime of the same area that we've seen in the other shots. So I think we are in just a daytime shot on the same roof that we've seen now. Nunchuck, whoever the first one was, who I've completely forgotten, Sci-Fi, Crystal Ball, and Firefly, who was in the same package background of Crystal Ball, but we haven't seen Firefly there. We've just seen him in the distance in the same narrative. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I think this must be the day version of that roof, because you've got sort of like the ventilation kind of like paraphernalia behind him, and you've got the buildings in the background which look very similar to the ones in those other shots, but just not lit up, like a Christmas tree. But again, cool, interesting. Would love to know a little bit more, so I might be poking the team to find out if we can get a little bit more on the narrative behind these images. I think I'm going to put a Hack the Planet sticker on the backpack of mine. Nice on Lightfoot. Yeah, that's funny. I hope Mainframe doesn't have a short run. Says hi, it's me. I get it. I love it. This is headset and all is crazy YouTuber's wave. It really is. It's got headphones, it's got mic. He's got all the different communication devices, the laptop, the little kind of segment that connects to the laptop, the little plug-in thing. It's just there's so much to enjoy about this guy. The alternate head, the removable helmet, just there's a ton here. I am gonna enjoy this figure a lot. There's no doubt about it. Bad Wolf Media says assault on the extensive enterprise towers? Question mark. Twins in suits confirmed. Yeah, of course. I don't. Yeah, it could be extensive enterprises for sure, but I wonder cats because it's in Japan. I think the roof scene, because if you look at the buildings, especially on the nunchuck one, it's very clearly Japanese writing. Hi. Um, I did say, didn't I, that we were having technical issues tonight. Yeah, bugger. I'm back at least, but for how long, I do not know. Effectively, just full disclosure, we've been having internet issues all day long, and I thought I would just about, be okay in a little pocket window kind of thing, but clearly not. So my apologies. I couldn't tell if there'd been any outages or anything like on a global scale around our area. So looks like it's just up our own problem, which is brilliant. So yeah, apologies for that, guys. Televipers are running amok. Hilarious. I'm talking about mainframe, hacking the mainframe, and then I just disappear off camera. Anyway, well, thank you for staying. For those of you that did, my apologies for dipping out for too long. I don't know how long that was, about 10 minutes or something annoying, but apologies. Let's get back on track. And I will probably get through this. Well, get through. We've got about 100 images to go through. Anyway, mainframe, phenomenal. Let's move on. Wetsuit is another absolute banger. I'm telling you, an absolute beauty. Jeremy says 3 days, man. WTF? 3 days for what? For pre-orders? What's 3 days, man? Have I missed something? Have you sent me some other message or something? I don't know what the context of that is, I'm afraid. Sorry. Oh, I've been gone for 3 days. I see. I feel like I have been. It's like, yeah, like I blacked out and then like, cool, I'm glad I'm back. And everyone's like, mate, you've been away for 7 years. Okay. Barking Fridge says the first step to the attack will be to stop all communication via computer. Fact, it's over. Get in the bunker. Hope you have food and water stockpiled. I've got my water here, actually. I've just been drinking it off camera, or on camera, actually. Anyway, Wetsuit, absolutely superb. Superb figure. And we get this image of him doing a swimsy. Again, I can't wait for the promo images of this the proper ones, like all of the, in the water shots, basically. He looks great, and again, this is for me mainframe. I don't think there's nothing I would have changed with mainframe. I know a lot of people want him taller, but people can be different heights. It's fine. He can be a slightly shorter dude. It's totally cool. He's still fairly tallish in reality, in like the scale of the universe. But yes, Wetsuit, I have 0 notes. I don't think there's anything I would change about Wetsuit at all. I think it's absolutely spot frigging on. Does anyone else think there should be other things that, I can't think of anything really. Like, I don't know if yeah, okay, so this is the thing. Jeremy has just mentioned, Lenny said the submersible thing attaches to the pack, which is like, that's the only thing that I would have suggested, but I think we assumed that, but also didn't want to say, yeah, that we don't want to assume too much. But the fact that Lenny's confirmed that is phenomenal. So yeah, for me, Wetsuit is perfect. This is a perfect image. And I know a lot of people were saying they don't like the fact that he's got what is clearly the pre-use of the Hydro Vipers flippers, but I disagree from purely selfish reasons, in that this tells us we've got a Hydro Viper coming. So for me, it's adding to the brilliance of the figure by giving us something else that we can look forward to in the future. That's how I view that whole thing. But Felix says not everyone can be 6'4", right, Chris? Correct. I am, though. But yeah, Wetsuit, phenomenal. Absolutely perfect. Here he is with all of his gear all laid out. And again, like the backpack is just straight off the vintage figure. The halogen light, the helmet, the pipes, everything. The only thing that isn't straight off the figure really would be the flippers and the underwater vehicle, but it's probably arguably even better than the original underwater vehicle. Fight me. Although that thing is really cool with that, because again, it's got another little light on it, as in on kind of offset, and it's got a weird shape, and it's got like reverse wings, and it's. I do like that thing. I think it's awesome, but I do love what they've done with it here, and this is just. I don't know. They've given him a little bit of an update with that underwater vehicle, but they haven't changed the essence of him, and I think that's I don't know, just great. The color. Yes, bias. That's another thing. I was trying to read all the comments. I can't multitask when it gets this late. The color. Absolutely phenomenal. Yes, Loston. Yeah, the perfect color scheme. Classic. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. Enough. Well, not enough gushing over Wetsuit because there's more to look at. You got his his back card, his figure, his box, and then we've got the back, which is really cool because it's got a bloody great big shark behind him. Do we know what the other things? I haven't. Do you know what? I have not looked. I was just going to do a thing where I'm like, I'll see it when I see it on this show, and then I'll be able to work it out really quickly. Clearly not. There's something in the background that might not be a shark. It does look a bit like a shark, but it could be like a vehicle of some description in the distance, like a sub. Could be the Cobra sub because it does actually look like it's got that Cobra head thing. Do you know what I mean? It kind of looks like the Cobra submarine in the background. I'm just saying. Is that snake armor? and a wreck that he's currently swimming over as well, which is really cool. Bad Wolf says, I said it yesterday, but I still can't explain why Wetsuit feels like a classic Joe in my head, while Mainframe, Sci-Fi, Lifeline, etc. all feel like the next generation guys. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? If it's a moray, then it's sinking, but I suppose it could be the shadow of the vehicle, like not the shadow, but the seeing the that's the surface basically. It could be. I guess it could be. I don't know. It just strikes me as having that like little like the Cobra. There's a little dark bit towards the back at the top right that looks like it could be the Cobra head of that submarine. Again, I could just be saying things. It could just be another shark, or it could be something else completely. It's a good image, but I wonder if there's an even cleaner one to come. I doubt it because this is literally from Hasbro themselves. So I don't think it would be any better than that. In any case, lovely stuff is all I'll say there. Oh, you can see it connects on the back there. Look. That little connector for the pops in between the backpack and that literally shows you on the back of the call out. Here was me kind of going, Lenny's confirmed this, that, and the other. And you can see it on the thing. It doesn't need to confirm it. It's confirmed with our eyes. It's only a moray when the moon hits your eye, like a big pizza pie, Ed. Could the shark be a clue to a shark, says Steve? Obviously. Or do you mean the clue to a SHARC? Then also yes. But that is definitely a clue to a shark behind Wetsuit. That shark is definitely a clue that there's a shark behind Wetsuit. Cobra confirmed. Cobra has a shark armor in the works. Indeed. Hi, it's me. Twisted says these images really make me wish I was better at displays. I know. Same. Wetsuit really makes me want a whale. Yeah, that would be so good, wouldn't it? I think that would immediately fund, even though it'd be more expensive and ridiculous as a Haslab. I think it would immediately fund, like hit all tiers in 4 minutes. I think is what I think would happen there. Even though it would be ridiculously huge, like too big for anyone to have anywhere. And it would be so cumbersome, but I would be all about it. Think of the features on that. Cutter would be a great figure, by the way, with his life-saving jacket and everything. Oh, it'd be so good. His inflatable life's jacket. It'd be so good. Oh my god, and the cap, the Red Sox cap. They'd have to do a Red Sox cap, wouldn't they? I know everyone who hates the Red Sox would I mean, I don't care either way, but like he's a Boston fan. Like, how much fun would it be to have a friggin' come on, Night Force wetsuit? Let's talk about a Haslab whale and what we want in the tiers. We'll do that another time because we'll be here for months otherwise. But anyway, there's wetsuit. Pythona. We've got some more Pythona promo images, and again, I am so ecstatic how she turned out. The cape work is next level. Just everything about this is a win as well. This is another no notes scenario. Other than like a BET, a tiny BET inside a sticky clam, please. They gave us a sticky clam, so we can't really argue with that. It's not they're going to give it. You'd rather have the clam with the sticky bits sticking around it than that with the BET in there, would you? I don't know. I don't know. I think I'd like them to have gone into like some really minute sculpt detail there to put like a holographic BET in there. But anyway, it's so good. The cape and everything. Look how gorgeous that cape is with the holes in the bottom and everything. It's perfection. That neutral head is gorgeous as well. Like, and then like the removable hair, the alternate face, this kind of fang screaming horror, like it's terrifying. And then all the accessories have just gone to town on accessories. Just beautiful. Squidgy face hugger, four-headed electricity snake, sticky clam, gem of that size, the gas creature, the gas excreting creature, the mummy wrappings excreting clam as well, spiky clam. And then you've got the gooey fingernails, you've got mutated hand, and you've got a couple of fists. And then, of course, what I used to think were pufferfish grenades. I just made that up because I never actually saw them up close. And it was funny because it kind of kept along those lines. Are these kind of like weird disc kind of things, which I guess, is that what she throws into the pits of communications and Serpentor's sort of like area in the movie? I need to look at that again and really slow that element down just to see what actually is thrown there. But those little disc things, if they're new, sort of like if they've made that up, then it's even cooler. Anyway, phenomenal. Here she is, of course, in that glorious Cobra La packaging, which I'm sure we'll see again, that style of packaging, a couple more times at the very least. Yeah, wink, wink, nod, nod. I mean, it's not even. Is it worth even pretending that we're not going to see other characters from Cobra La in the line, guys? We are. Let's face it. I'm not going to point out on the listings which ones we're talking about, but come on, come on. What are we here? We're not correct. We're not born yesterday, are we? So okay, yeah. Just be excited for when they reveal things. That's all I'll say. And then this as well. Lovely stuff. Close up, you can see a little bit of a narrative going on here. You can see that a gem of that size has just been dropped on the floor. But it looks like a couple of, or a few, like three, I can see, troopers. Looks like a Valkyrie, maybe a couple of Valkyries and one male, have basically tried to enter Cobra La and possibly save Cobra Commander, who's trapped in that massive clam on the left-hand side. But in that particular attempt, they've come across Pythona, who has definitely incapacitated one of them on the floor there, struggling. And a couple in the background are about to taste even more Pythona. Gross. But yeah, or maybe not. And then the call outs we've got on there, we've got a beautiful deco on her makeup, on her neutral face, which is just striking. And there's so many little extra little details on that paint, on that pattern. It's freaking awesome. And then squidgy face hugger, or the gob of it anyway. You can see it looking at you as it's coming flying towards your face. And then the other cool thing is the fact that the hood also comes up over the head and just shows the eyes like that, just like the movie. They are killing it with this figure. Just killing it. Oh, please and thank you. Cannot wait for Pythona. Cannot friggin' wait. Anyway, she's awesome until Jinx shows up. Yeah, totally. Anyway, here now we're on to the Desert Scorpion and Scorp 10N25 now, which again is just, why do they keep doing amazing things over and over and over again? Why do we keep getting amazing things in this line? This has been one hell of an SDCC reveal kind of thing. It's been nuts. Bad Wolf Media, did anyone else watch the video, the full concert of the concert from Thursday night? What a fun show. I haven't watched the whole thing. I've watched a good amount of it, but it looked great. I think I'm going to resume after this and watch the rest of it. But yeah, it looked phenomenal. Really good show. People were loving it. Like, this has got to be one of the best rollouts for a comic toy fake band music album, vinyl, CD, posters. Like, they have rolled this out so well. Even the fake band are amazing. Like, they're all brilliant. They're all playing the part and like showing up in the most random places, and it just brilliant. Like, what a show. I'm so sad I haven't been able to go and enjoy it in reality. Hi, how's this? Yikes, it's getting really bad today, and there's not much I can do about it, I'm afraid, guys. So, with that said, I'm going to try and not rush through it, but we'll probably bring it to a close soon. It is getting a bit late as well, but sorry about this. Just internet problems in it. Okay, last time now. Let's try it, and then I'll just move on. Scorpion. Desert Scorpion, phenomenal. There's not much else to really go into it. It's great. Um, Again, another figure they've gone well above and beyond with here. And yeah, even like there's a bit of rope that they've even included in the Alley Vipers um, grappling hook launcher. I don't know why. If you know, you know, because I've been on this. It's not the first time I said it. For some reason, the words grappling hook, those two, that combination of words, for some reason, like just does not come to my mind immediately, and I don't know why. Why there's a block there? There's always a block there when I'm about to talk about it. Don't get it. Anyway, and I didn't realize that first. I didn't realize there was rope included, and it's not like a retool as such, but I think they just added it in there. But lots of cool stuff with this one. The backpack is just full of cool things. Someone mentioned that isn't an antennae that sticks out the back of the backpack. It's something that plugs into the helmet as well from the backpack, but it looks like it's an antenna for most of the images, I think. I am using a tin can and a piece of string now, Bri, for sure. The Scorpion, though, is beyond phenomenal. And these shots, by the way, straight out of like Clash of the Titans, it's just incredible. Absolutely phenomenal. I use those words a lot, but this is, isn't it? It's really next level. And yeah, the Desert Scorpion, like the soft goods look really good on this as well. Like the cape, like Classified is upping the game so much with the soft goods and the just what we're getting, the animals. Is there a better producer of animals at this scale than what Classified are producing? I don't know if there. I mean, there must be. There must be some real high end ones out there that I'm just not aware of, or like I have seen some pretty cool animal sort of like figures, articulated animal figures from Japan with like these chameleons, which were absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, these are just insane. Price is $44.99 for this one because it's a figure pet set. Right, just next level. Here are two of them hanging out in the desert. Well, it's not a desert vibe. It's not a desert scorpion, is it? Desert scorpions are different. You can eat them. But just great variations on these guys. Here's a question for you. Is anyone not going to be utilizing the cape for him? Is anyone going to go like proper old school vintage style with Scorpion, Desert Scorpion? I'm just interested to know. Here he is crapping himself. Pit of scorpions. There's 25, 13, 7, 8, number one's there. God, I haven't seen one in ages. 16 and 22. So that anyway, that's the joke because one of them's numbered called 25. Not sure if you were aware of that. Here's a good shot of him just basically going, okay, so the scorpions are against me now all of a sudden. One of them's taken my faceplate off with its pincer, and I've got the claws out ready to chop some people up. There's a hand there as well. That's dark. Those scorpions have chopped a hand off. Freaking crazy. Cape with beard as commander, says Jeremy, and the rest of them without. That's a good idea. I think I might have a few. I think I'll definitely do like a beard face as the sort of lead, the quasi infantry squad leader with the cape. Yeah, for sure. But I'll probably have the rest of them in the capes as well, just with masks on. Yeah, good shout though. Good shout on that one because kind of like a snow serpent situation, isn't it? Yeah, like kind of the deluxe snow serpent is like the leader of the regular snow serpents. But yeah. And then we got this kind of the narrative crossover with the Steel Core Sentry, and there is definite Starship Troopers vibes with these images because of the the setting, the daylight, kind of bright sunshine, the desert sort of like terrain, the defense post building, which is very much like, you know, what you kind of see in that movie. Is that beard face me? No, it's not, Stanley. Not even close. I don't have I'd love a head sculpt in the classified series, but even if they were to do that, it would never be able to be officially done or known, and I don't think that's going to happen anyway. They have to avoid that pretty ardently. Even if one does look a little bit like someone, it's genuinely not. They do definitely tend to try and avoid that, because mainly from a legal standpoint. It used to be fine. Like, they used to do it all the time in the line. They used to do a lot of likenesses of like Hasbro employees and what have you. But then one happened where a likeness was used, and that employee had been let go by the company, and then the figure had come out after the fact, and they, you know, basically pursued legal proceedings. Right? They pursued legal, and ended up suing them. So in terms of like from a legal perspective, they don't do that anymore, which is a shame, really. Dan Larson's had like 3 figures of him. Yeah, I know, Sky. He shows up a lot where it looks like his face, for sure. People say every fig with a beard is Lenny, indeed. And then, of course, we have just a clean shot here of that gorgeous scorpion. And when I say gorgeous, I'm not saying it's attractive. I mean, just from a sculpt, detail, deco, just articulation, engineering, from that standpoint, beautiful. And just, again, too much, guys. You're doing too much. Here's the packaging, and here is the back of the packaging. And this one's very Star Wars-ish to me. It's like they're kind of crossing the Tatooine sands, basically. They do look a little bit like Tusken Raiders in this shot. And nothing else I can see. I can obviously see 2 more desert scorpions behind, and obviously a giant scorpion at the front in the foreground with your main guy. So again, I can't see. I don't think there's anything else really that's like striking me that could be an homage. Like, obviously location, and that's about it. But we've had a couple of desert locations recently, have we not? Yeah, we've had Foot Juice in Le Desert, right there. So, and that was from the cartoon, wasn't it? Because it was the blown up white Cobra tank upside down with Dusty in the background giving it the big one. So, yeah, maybe it's the same maybe it's the same narrative, same setting. That's what I expect, honestly, with that one. Dune, of course, very Dune-like. June, as I would say. Yeah. Does the scorpion win in a pet death match? Probably. Although the polar bear would probably rip it apart, to be fair. I think the polar bear probably wins in all of the situations. Oh, Ore Striker and Sergeant Mercy. Yeah, so there's a lot, Boba Fett, there's a lot of desert-related narratives, including the Steel Core Sentry and Modular Defense Post. And these are some lovely shots as well. They're really sexing these modular defense posts up, aren't they? For sure. I do love the reuse the Vamp machine gun kind of weapon system. Very nice. I like the extra deco on this one too, like the little red stripe there, the star on the front. Yeah, it's looking nice. Looking nice, this one. Again, weapons rack. Can't go wrong with that. There's the stand inside, of obviously, to kind of prop the machine gun up, but also that little kind of extended stand, that green one you can see inside, can be used for the other attachments as well, like the spotlight and the radar dish, which you'll see different versions of it as we go through these pictures. This is nuts. This is like being absolutely overrun by scorpions, and you've got 2 guys in the background are having a bit of trouble. You've got one like dead scorpion in the foreground, one on the top of the defense post about to jump on that poor, steel core sentry. So good indeed. And then here again, as the narrative continues, he's getting overrun. He's got the knife out. It's got a bit of blue blood on it. which is another nice little touch, because again, you're getting a little bit of narrative here. You're getting a little bit of like, okay, so there's something not quite right about these giant scorpions, or wonder what gave that away. But yeah, that blue blood leaking out of them, and obviously on the blade as well, does insinuate Mindbender's a little bit of touch there. And then you can see the pile of dead kind of scorpion bodies as the dust settles, and that steel core sentry has probably mowed them all down with the Vamp machine guns. You've also got the missile rack as well in the background, which it comes with. And there you can see the spotlight, and you can see the radar dish as well on top of the modular defense, and the ladder as well, which is really cool. The sandbags here make an appearance. Now, a lot of people have said, are we going to get sneak peek based on that kind of little modular piece with the light on top of it? And I don't know. It's only like a little adapter piece that allows you to, stand up the weapons and do other things. But they could just put a periscope piece on the top of it, and away you go. And the fact that it's an extender means that it would work really well as a sneak peek sort of periscope, I think. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. I mean, I could also see them just making, if they ever do sneak peek, I could also see them making like his periscope just from scratch, to be honest. Anyway, lovely stuff. I love I'm all about Dio building possibilities, because I kind of want to tart my displays up, and I think these fortifications are going to do a great job of that. I'm going to have to pick up a few of these for sure. And here is this is the image that I think a lot of people were messaging me saying, "Oh, sneak peek coming, do you reckon?" I'm like, maybe that is a spotlight, but yeah, maybe. Wilfredo says sneak peek needs to be a drone operator. They could incorporate that for sure, couldn't they? They could have him with a drone, or multiple different options for drones. I think that'd be quite cool. You could kind of give him like bunches, like things we've had already, like the drone that you get with. Actually, that might have just been reused from Firefly. Wasn't there a drone? I suppose we could get like reuse out of those drones that Firefly had, and the one on wheels as well, the little remote control car, because then he could kind of be multiple sort of drone operator sort of situation there. Why is my image off ever so slightly by like that's going to bug me. I'm gonna have to change that now. I don't know why there's a white stripe at the bottom there, because I've definitely not changed anything in the way that I do these images. But alas, I've just noticed that as well. That annoys me. Yeah, and then this shot as well, when they're climbing the taller tower block, and you've got desert scorpions have come out of the woodwork now, as well as the regular scorpions. In fact, do we see a couple of no, they're all steel core, I think. Is that a desert scorpion, right? No, they're all steel core, aren't they? That isn't a desert scorpion behind him, is it? It might be. Yeah, I think it is a desert scorpion behind him. Or is it? I can't tell. Anyway, why is it doing that as well? I swear to God, tonight is just a technical failure on every single. I love how that scorpion's got the rifle in its pincer. That's so fun. Like it's going to swing it around and use it. Brilliant stuff. Really cool. And then of course you've got the box and the actual front. This one, it's the front, not the back. This one, that's how they slightly differentiate it. This got loads of these modulars next to each other, which again is such a good look. If only you could actually get them, that would be great. So like, the Cobra one, like it sucks that, they're really hard to find now. Like you think that they sold out quick as well. So you think like, definitely let's get more of those sorted, but no. Anyway, we've got dragonflies in the background, which is a great look. I love my dragonfly, and I really don't get enough time to mess with it. And I'm not going to have any time to mess with the rattler once I've built it. Like when can you? Yeah, it's crazy. There's so much amazing stuff, but I do love every single aspect of it. Yeah, I need to build me a really cool Dio with these things. They're great. Anyway, that is everything from the promo images and from the panel from Skybound earlier today. this is the leaked listings. No changes. I've just what have I done? I've fixed the SCS where I had SSC for some reason. The Steel Core Sentry is now correctly acronymed on Fishboy Deluxe. I added beasts to the dire bit for the Ghost Viper, so it's dire beasts now. And I changed the spelling of Scorpion to SKRP10N-25. There you go. So I've fixed those elements. Not that anyone cares. That's really just for me. All that we have left now is chair face, the unknown vehicle listing, the Pulse one, and an inactive listing for Ralph T. Everything else we know what it is. Those things, not a sausage. I do think it's going to be Mutton Junkyard, Mad Marauders Mutton Junkyard, but we'll have to see, won't we? We'll have to see. It's a Fanmazon. It's $44.99, so it's a figure pet price point. Emily did say at some point during SDCC that the Desert Scorpion would be the last figure pet of the year. So I could see Chairface being revealed this year, but coming out in 2026, if that makes sense. But we'll have to see, won't we? What's the price point on that vehicle? Actually, don't know, Stan. Don't know the price point on that vehicle. So that is what's making it very difficult to work out what it is. Yeah, maybe we'll know the vehicle tomorrow. Who knows? Now, 2026, I did unlock a bunch more listings. So now it's looking a little bit more listing-y. It's certainly looking a little bit more like this, isn't it? Than it did before. So, and this will only grow again. There'll be more to come. This isn't everything. We've probably got another another 9 retro or another 6 retro. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, we got 9 well, we got 8 last year. So maybe there's, maybe they'll do 3 more waves of as well as the ones we've got there, or maybe they'll do just 2 more waves, and so we'll have 3 in total. I don't know. But definitely more retro listings to follow, and probably definitely 1 more retail wave of 4 listing to follow, because we've only got 3 there at the end of the retail waves of 4. Street, Professor, and Stupendous. They were the recent ones that were leaked or found, I should actually say, because it's not leaked. It's actually they're out there, and then. Legacy Hank. Obviously, I've changed them to all red now because some of them were purple to show the new ones, and I can't tell which the new ones are now. I think Legacy Hank, Bob Pet, Linda Pet, Tina Deluxe, and Louise versus 2-pack are all new, and then Triple, Vavoom, the 2 Target 2-packs, they're new. Montaro and Ghost, the Walmart figures, are new, and JQ Race 2-pack, Fanmazon, JQ Bandit Deluxe Plus, not a clue, also new, and Jesse Deluxe. No, that's you knew that one, I think. But unknowns for G2103, G2123, which is a 2-pack, G2026, G3300, G3301. They're all Pulse, and then there's the Corvo Deluxe or SO Corvo Deluxe, which is a NYCC exclusive. That should be fun. G2086. Looking forward to finding out what all of these are. I'm telling you that now. And then, of course, we've got the official name only reveals of Lifeline, Hit and Run, Iceberg spelled correctly this time. Well, I spelled it correctly in the first place, but they didn't. Taurus and Red Dog, the 2-pack, and Big Lob as well. Complete accident. I put the 3 movie figures together on the bottom. That was just an accident, happy accident. And then Night Viper on his own over on the right hand side for Cobra. Excited to kind of like, it's nice to have some name only reveals again, fill in that space a little bit. We were missing a few there for a while. Digital renders have been minimized, of course. They go up, a lot of them go up on pre-order on the 29th, so I figured we'd just remove them now. They're already sort of out there. We know they're coming. We know when they're going to be dropping. I couldn't be bothered to wait. So we've just got the Legacy Police Officer left, Short Fuse and Steeler Target exclusive, the Haslab offering, and the Walmart exclusive Ghost Viper with Dire Beasts. Very exciting indeed. That's everything. I'm going to call it a night at 10:12 in the evening. My goodness. Thank you very much for joining me. Apologies for all of the messes in lost transmissions and all that kind of jazz. My apologies. What I will do is I will go straight into a message from our sponsor, and then we'll end it. So here we go. Stay Fresh cheese bags, and after 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Full force! See you tomorrow. That's it for this instalment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, Full Force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos. And as always, you can keep up with the show after listening by following on all of our social platforms, links in the description. And if you would like to contact the show, you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback or questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.